So good evening and welcome to another edition of the Big Nerd Pub Quiz, coming to you live from my bedroom here in Westrevor, County Down. Hope you're all keeping well. Welcome to the brand new format of Big Nerd Pub Quiz. The only thing that's really different, it's the same old quiz. The only thing different that it's now on Monday nights as opposed to Sunday. And I know a lot of you are probably thinking, why are you doing it on Monday nights as opposed to Sundays? Sundays suited us better or whatever. I just kind of want Sundays off now. And I was attached to Harbourside Radio for quite a few months. And now now that I'm not working there anymore, I've decided to actually bring the quiz just to a better day for me. And, frees up my Sundays. Also, to give you a little bit of news, I've got a brand new venture that I'm going to be working on, a brand new business venture that I'm starting with my buddy Ryan and Amy. And it's very, very exciting. So I'm going to be very, very busy with that over the next couple of weeks. But I'm still going to deliver the quiz for you guys every Monday if I can. And I'll let you know just in case if there's any changes. But it's a massive new business venture. And I'll let you guys know about it as soon as I get it all set up and going. Anyway, that's enough of my yak. And let's move on tonight. Thank you very much for taking part. Here is how you play Big Nerd Pub Quiz. Now, I'm sure a load of you are all already au fait about how the quiz works, but like I always do, always put it out there. This is how you get down and play Big Nerd Pub Quiz. All you have to do is scan the QR code to access the Google Form answer sheet, or copy and open the link in the YouTube description below. Once the Google Doc answer sheet is open, you'll see an option to enter a team name. An email address is also required to submit the form at the very end. 8 rounds, 6 questions each. Only one correct answer per question. No correct questions, don't do those. Answer the questions as I ask them. You have an option of 4 per question in the multiple choices. And once the quiz is over, all you have to do is press submit and you'll get your scores. But stick about for the answers. I'll be posting the final standings at the very end and announcing the winners. Best of luck, guys. Let's see how you get on. As always, give the pub quiz a like and a share on all the different social media channels. Big Nerd Pub Quiz on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Smash that like and subscribe button and the little notification button as well. And don't forget to share it with your friends. Don't forget, if you want to hire Big Nerd Pub Quiz, we are available for events. Perfect activity for social distancing. It's fully customizable, very affordable, and very easy to set up. If you want to get in touch with me, bignerdpubquiz@gmail.com. And check out all the previous quizzes that I've been doing over the year on that channel. Plenty of quizzes to get your teeth into. Everything from 90s, 80s, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, Star Trek, Harry Potter, Star Wars, sports. We got it all covered. And the quiz is completely free to play. However, you can support the work that goes into making it by donating as little as £1 to the PayPal, or you can become a Patreon. Massive thank you to all the guys out there who have been playing and watching the quiz over this last year. And it's just like I said, celebrated my first birthday for the Big Nerd Pub Quiz this time last week. It was amazing to see so many of you guys taking part and showing all your support. I have to say, really, really cool to do that. I'm also going to consider opening up a Twitch channel, so watch this space in the next couple of weeks, because I'm going to get that set up as well. So we're not only going to be streaming live on YouTube, but also going to be streaming live on Facebook and Twitch. So we'll see how we get on with that, and see if there's anyone out there who wants to take part and play that quiz on Twitch as well. But we're going to see if I can expand my audience as best I can, and keep you updated about my latest venture as I go on. But anyway, let's waste no more time. It's 4 minutes past 8 on the 29th of March 2021. Big Nerd Pub Quiz back. It's a fresh quiz. Let's have a go. And general knowledge is the starting order for the first round tonight. Let's get playing. Like I said, yeah, not so much general knowledge, but a kind of current affairs. Let's see how you get on with this one. It's been making the news all week. Here's round 1, question 1. What was the name of the large container ship blocking up the Suez Canal this week? Now, as I was writing it, I did find out that they had actually freed the ship. Round 1, question 1. What is the name of the large container ship that was blocking the Suez Canal this week? That's round 1, question number 1. So round 1, question 1. What was the name of the large container ship blocking up the Suez Canal this week? Plenty of memes about it on the internet. Altogether very, very funny. It's round 1, question number 1. Round 1, question 2. Who is returning to the role of Harley Quinn in the new film The Suicide Squad, set to be released this year? Quinn's got 2 N's, doesn't it? There we go. Round 1, question 2. Who is returning to the role of Harley Quinn in the new film The Suicide Squad, film set to be released this year? It's amazing they just didn't call it The Suicide Squad 2, but no, it's The Suicide Squad. Just goes to show you, it doesn't take them long to reboot a movie. That's round 1, question 2. Who's returning to the role of Harley Quinn in the new film The Suicide Squad, set to be released this year? Next up, round 1, question 3. What horse won the Cheltenham Gold Cup this year? It's round 1, question 3. What horse won the Cheltenham Gold Cup this year? Next up, round 1, question number 4. Which newsreader is leaving for the new GB News channel after 17 years with the BBC? It's round 1, question number 4. So round 1, question 4. Which newsreader is leaving for the new GB News channel after 17 years at the BBC? GB News, being set up by Andrew Neil, formerly of The Sun and the Daily Politics show on the BBC. Because there's not enough right-wing news in Britain, is there? No. Next up, round 1, question 5. Very sad news there, but the late Jessica Walter played the character of Mallory in which comedy series? It's round 1, question 5. Absolutely amazing actress. Brilliant comedian. Great to see all the tributes out there about her work. Massive fan. Very, very sad to hear. But yes, round 1, question 5. The late Jessica Walter played the character of Mallory in which comedy series? And finally, big news. If you're into rugby, you would have seen this. Scotland won their game against France in the Six Nations on Friday, but what year did they clinch their last win against the side in Paris? So that's round 1, question 6. It's been a long time coming. It's quite hard to go abroad and win. Round 1, question 6. Scotland won their game against France in the Six Nations on Friday, but what year did they clinch their last win against the side in Paris? It's round 1, question 6. Like I said, a long time coming. You can see the joy on the spectator, not on the spectators' face. There's no one there, but on the players' faces when they got that final try over the line. And there's the roundup there of your general knowledge questions. So yes, what's the name of the large container ship blocking up the Suez Canal this week? 2, who's returning to the role of Harley Quinn in The Suicide Squad? 3, what horse won the Cheltenham Gold Cup this year? 4, which newsreader is leaving for the new GB News channel after 17 years with the Beeb? 5, the late Jessica Walter played the character of Mallory in which comedy series? And finally, Scotland won their game against France in the Six Nations on Friday. What year did they clinch their last win against the side prior to this in Paris? Give you a couple of seconds with those before we move on to the next round. Alright, so 1 down, 7 to go on Big Nerd Pub Quiz tonight. Like, I have to say, it was amazing watching that game there, Scotland playing on the Friday. Absolutely unbelievable scenes there. And the Scots, like I said, one of those teams I always they're always my second team in the Six Nations, of course, when Ireland aren't playing. But here is your next round tonight. Round 2 is all about music and original band names. That's the specialty tonight. So I'm going to be giving you the names of the original names of some very, very famous, well-known bands. I'll give you an example. I think that the Beatles were known as the Quarrymen before. So I'm looking for their former names, or sorry, the famous names of these particular bands. So original band names, you'll understand when you see it next. So here we go. First one up, the Pendletons. Round 2, question number 1. The Pendletons. I know this is quite tricky. I'll give you a clue. They are a hip-hop outfit that actually were more of a band than a hip-hop outfit before they actually became associated with one of the greatest hip-hop groups from New York. That's your clue with that one. Round 2, question number 1. The Pendletons. Next up, round 2, question 2. Girls' Time. Girls' Time. And it's quite an interesting one, this, because when you wouldn't really even associate a name like this with this particular group, but round 2, question 2, Girls' Time. It's the original name of which well-known group? Give you a clue, it is a girl group. I think those are the only options I give you anyway. So round 2, question 2, Girls' Time. Next up, round 2, question number 3, the New Yardbirds. The New Yardbirds. If you know your rock and roll history, you'll totally get this, by the way. If you know your rock and roll history, you will get this straight off the bat. The New Yardbirds. Okay? So try to think of a particular band member who was actually heavily associated with this particular group. Went on to another group. This is round 2, question 3. The New Yardbirds. Round 2, question 4. Smile. Smile. Again, interesting. Things would have been kind of different if this group were called this. Ultimately, they suited their new name. But Smile was the original band name of which famous group? Round 2, question 4. I know my buddy Daryl G will get this because he's a massive fan and he should get this straight off the bat. Next up, round 2, question 5. On a Friday. On a Friday. English indie group. That's your clue with that one. Still going. Still making fantastic records as far as I know. Actually, I'm pretty sure they are, yeah. So round 2, question 5, on a Friday. And finally, round 2, question number 6, Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry was the original name of which famous duo? As you can see, all the different options I've given you there. Famous musical duos. Tom and Jerry, round 2, question 6. Which group of artists am I talking about when the original name of the group was Tom and Jerry? Okay, so it's pretty fast now, 8:15 this Monday. But there is your roundup. The Pendletons, Girls' Time, the New Yardbirds, Smile, on a Friday, and Tom and Jerry. Those are the original names I'm looking for. The new ones, the most well-known ones. Pendleton's, Girls' Time, the New Yardbirds, Smile, on a Friday, and Tom and Jerry. A couple of seconds on that, and we're going to move on to the next round. Bring my music down a wee bit. I know that can be a bit loud. Okay, so 2 down, 6 more to go. And next up on tonight's Big Nerd Pub Quiz, I've got a specialty movies round. And if you can see on your answer sheets, it's no surprise who this is going to be about. One of the most famous actors of all time. Movies, it's a round all about Mr. Robert De Niro. Yep, really scraping the bottom of the barrel. I'm only kidding. Yeah, it's just kind of, I don't know, I was watching this thing about, Robert De Niro the other night, and I thought, I'll do a whole round about Robert De Niro. Why not? So here we go, round 3, all about movies and Robert De Niro. Let's test your knowledge of one of the most famous actors of all time. So yes, round 3, question number 1. And what question would be complete without these guys? They've appeared in so many movies. Well, he's appeared in so many of his films. What was the first Martin Scorsese picture that Robert De Niro starred in? Right up to The Irishman there, released on Netflix. Round 3, question 1. What was the first Martin Scorsese picture that Robert De Niro starred in? That's round 3, question number 1. Next up, round 3, question number 2. Which film did De Niro win his first Academy Award for Best Actor? Now, it's very important that you listen to that question. Round 3, question 2. Which film did De Niro win his first Academy Award for Best Actor? He has won a few Academy Awards. 2. But did he get it for Best Actor the first time? Or maybe not? It's round 3, question 2. Which film did De Niro win his first Academy Award for Best Actor? Next up, question 3. What was the name of the character that De Niro played in the film Taxi Driver? Another Scorsese pick. The famous 1976 film garnered a lot of controversy due to its violent nature and very mature scenes. Considered pretty groundbreaking, one of the most famous films of all time. Lost out to Rocky for Best Picture. A lot of people say it should have been the one that would get Best Picture, but it's round 3, question 3. What was the name of the character that Robert De Niro played in the movie Taxi Driver? Next up, round 3, question 4. In which film did De Niro recently play a talk show comedian called Murray Franklin? Round 3, question 4. Very much like previous role he played, and the film itself actually kind of based on it. Very Scorsese influenced. So who better than to have than Robert De Niro in it? But that's round 3, question 4. In which film did De Niro recently play a talk show comedian called Murray Franklin? Next up, round 3, question 5. Which film festival did Robert De Niro set up in 2002 with producer Jane Rosenthal? Round 3, question 5. Spelled Rosenthal wrong. Round 3, question 5. Which film producer did Robert De Niro set up in, or which film festival did Robert De Niro set up in 2002 with producer Jane Rosenthal? And finally, round 3, question 6. In which film does De Niro play a retired CIA operative who spies on his hapless future son-in-law? It's round 3, question 6. You should totally get this. It's a pretty easy one, I think. Round 3, question 6. Which film does De Niro play a retired CIA operative who spies on his hapless future son-in-law? And that's your roundup of Robert De Niro questions. So round 3, question 1. What was the first Martin Scorsese picture that De Niro starred in? 2. Which film did De Niro win his first Academy Award for Best Actor? 3. What was the name of the character De Niro played in the film Taxi Driver? 4. In which film did De Niro recently play a talk show comedian called Murray Franklin? 5. Which film festival did De Niro set up with producer Jane Rosenthal in 2002? And finally, number 6. In which film does De Niro play a retired CIA operative who spies on his hapless future son-in-law? Might actually rewatch that. It's a fun one. Anyway, that is your movie round tonight. We're coming up nearly to the halfway point. It's 20 minutes past 8 this evening. Let's see what I've got in store for you next. Round 4 is, as always, if you've been playing the quiz, you'll notice there's a bit of a pattern with all these. Here it is. It is history. And this round, all about political parties. 6 questions to test your knowledge on various political parties from across Europe and America. Let's see how you get on with this one. So here we go. Round 4, question number 1. Which political party is German Chancellor Angela Merkel a member of? It's round 4, question number 1. Tricky enough one if you don't know your German politics, but they've been a pretty big force in the country for years now. It's round 4, question 1. Which political party is German Chancellor Angela Merkel a member of? It's round 4, question number 1. Next up, round 4, question 2. Which political party was the 16th US President Abraham Lincoln a member of? So yes, we asked about Angela Merkel, now Abraham Lincoln. Famously led America through the Civil War. Sadly killed in Ford's Theater, Washington, D.C. in 1865. Round 4, question 2. Which political party was Abraham Lincoln a member of? Next up, who was the first ever Labour Prime Minister of the United Kingdom? That's round 4, question 3. Labour, a relatively new party, having been founded in 1901, thereabouts, the start of the century, to give the working class people of the UK a voice. But who was the first ever Labour Prime Minister of the UK? It's round 4, question 3. First ever Labour PM. Next up, round 4, question 4. Sticking with the United Kingdom, who was the youngest ever leader of the UK Liberal Democrats, but also its shortest holder of the post? Didn't quite cut the mustard at the election. Only in the job for like 4 months, I think. But was the youngest ever leader of the UK Liberal Democrats. Also its shortest holder of the post. Round 4, question 4. Next up, round 4, question 5. What does Sinn Féin mean when translated to English? Yes, the party led by Mary Lou MacDonald there is famously the former political wing of the Irish Republican Army. Arguably one of the biggest parties in the country, having representatives in the north and the south. But round 4, question 5. What does Sinn Féin mean when translated into English? And finally, round 4, question 6. Back to America. And which animal is the mascot of the Democratic Party in the USA? It's round 4, question 6. Which animal is the mascot of the Democratic Party in the US? It's round 4, question 6. And there's your roundup of quiz questions all about politics and political parties. So, round 4, question 1. In which political party is German Chancellor Angela Merkel a member of? 2. Which political party was the 16th President Abraham Lincoln a member of? 3. Who was the first ever Labour PM in the United Kingdom? 4. Who was the youngest ever leader of the UK Liberal Democrats, but also its shortest holder of the post? 5. What does Sinn Féin mean when translated into English? And finally 6. Which animal is the mascot of the Democratic Party in the USA? Couple of seconds to get those. Time now. 25 past 8 in the evening. And I hate to say it, like it is a queer stretch in the evenings out there as I look outside. Weather was a bit odd this morning here in Rostrevor, County Down. Very windy, but very, very humid and very warm. Temperatures getting up to about 17 degrees at one point. I have to say, I wasn't wearing my jumper for very long. Anyway, we've reached the halfway point of tonight's quiz. A couple of wee messages, like I said, to go over again. Don't forget, if you want to get in touch with me at any point, Big Nerd Pub Quiz on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Smash and like and share these quizzes if you are enjoying them. Don't forget, you can support the Big Nerd Pub Quiz by donating as little as £1 to the Patreon or PayPal. Many thanks to all my subscribers and supporters over these past 12 months. And if you want to hire Big Nerd Pub Quiz for a socially distanced event, hosted on Zoom or hosted on YouTube for you, by all means get in touch. BigNerdPubQuiz@gmail.com. I'll try to get back to you as fast as I can. And you can get the quiz bespoke to anything you want. That's BigNerdPubQuiz@gmail.com. Don't forget. If you want to get in touch, by all means. Okay, guys, we're back to the quiz now. Like I said, 27 minutes past 8 on the 29th of March. I can't believe how fast this month has gone. But yes, let's move on to the next round of this week's quiz. Now always on a Monday night. And if you've been playing the quiz by now, you will know what's coming up. Round 5 is always sports. And I thought I'd take this one in a very interesting direction. Tonight I'm going to be giving you 6 football teams, and I want you to tell me what their original colours were. Now, much like the original band names, sports teams change their logos, they change their colours, they change their shirt jerseys. Sometimes because of the managers, they want something different. Sometimes it's just the way things go. Sometimes, they've always just kind of, out of necessity, really. And I'll tell you a little bit more history about those when I move on to the next one. But anyway, round 5, question number 1. And it's all about, like I said, team colours. But yes, I'm looking for the original colours of Manchester United. Manchester United famously wear red, white and black. But when they started as Newton Heath FC back in 1872, what was the colours? What were their actual original colours? Manchester United, one of the biggest clubs in the world, very successful, but round 5, question 1. Man United. But don't worry, we're back online. Don't know what happened there. Must have had a dodgy internet connection at some point. But moving back on, round 5, question 2. Leeds United. After manager Don Revie joined them, because he wanted to make them more look like Real Madrid. Round 5, question 2. Leeds United, what was their original colours? Round 5, question 3. Crystal Palace. What was the original colours worn by the team down at Selhurst Park there? Round 5, question 3. Crystal Palace. Round 5, question 3. Crystal Palace wore, but I'm looking for the original colours of Crystal Palace. Next up, the original colours of Juventus. Now, interesting bit of history with these guys. Originally, their jerseys of black and white came from England because they were associated with Notts County, believe it or not. And but originally played in another colour. But yes, round 5, question 4. Juventus, what was their original team shirt? Next up, round 5, question 5. Glasgow Celtic. What was their original colours? Founded in 1888. What colours did Celtic originally play in? Famous for their green and white hoops. But what colour does Celtic originally play in when they started all the way back in 1888? And finally, round 5, question 6. Arsenal. Famously, in 2005, they wore the colour of jersey as their final season at Highbury before moving to the Emirates. Round 5, question 6. Arsenal wore what strip or what colour of jersey did they wear all the way back in when they started? Round 5, question 6. So yes, quick recap there. Manchester United, Leeds United, Crystal Palace, Juventus, Celtic and Arsenal all wore which original colours when they started off playing? That's round 5. All sports. Okay, big apologies there if there has been any internet connections here. There's something just occasionally, just noticed it going off a few times, but hopefully you got the gist of that. And we'll fire on and get through it just in case there's any more issues with it. But as soon as I move into my new office and studio, we'll have a brand new setup and probably better internet connections there as well. Anyway, moving on to the next round, round 6. And it's all about famous statues. Yes, I do know where I get the ideas for these random questions. But yes, 6 questions all about statues that you'll definitely know and have seen before. It should be an easy enough round, I think. But let's see how you get on with this. Round 6, question number 1. What is the name of the mountain on which the famous Christ the Redeemer statue, which overlooks Rio de Janeiro? So that's round 6, question 1. Yes, the famous Art Deco sculpture of Christ the Redeemer, considered to be one of the 7 wonders of the modern world. Round 6, question 1. What is the name of the mountain on which the famous Christ the Redeemer statue overlooks Rio de Janeiro? Sticking with famous statues. Round 6, question 2. On which island situated in Upper New York Bay is the Statue of Liberty located? It's round 6, question 2. Designed, actually the ironwork was designed by Gustave Eiffel, who designed a very famous building in Paris. I forget what it's called. Anyway, round 6, question 2. On which island situated in Upper New York Bay is the Statue of Liberty located? Next up, round 6, question 3. The largest statue in the world, the Statue of Unity, is located in which country? So round 6, question 3. So yes, the largest statue in the world, known as the Statue of Unity, stands at 597 feet, is the world's largest, and is located in which country? Next up, round 6, question 4. Which sculptor created the famous Thinker? The Thinker, which is located in the city of Paris. That's round 6, question number 4. But which sculptor created the famous The Thinker, located in the city of Paris? Round 6, question number 5. In which city is Michelangelo's David located? Give you a clue, it is in Italy somewhere. But, yes, that's pretty obvious. But yes, in which city is Michelangelo's David located? It's in the Accademia Gallery. It's practically the only weird thing worth seeing in there, by the way. It's So it's round 6, question 5. And next up, round 6, question 6. Final one, all about famous statues, and a bit of a political one, this. The statue of which important English political figure is situated outside the House of Commons, just within the grounds. That's the one I'm talking about right there. Round 6, question 6. So the statue of which important English political figure is situated outside the House of Commons within the grounds. It's round 6, question 6. And there is your roundup there of questions all about statues. So yes, what is the name of the mountain on which the famous Christ the Redeemer statue, which overlooks Rio de Janeiro? 2, on which island is situated in Upper New York is the Statue of Liberty located? 3, the largest statue, Statue of Unity, is located in which country? 4, which sculptor created The Thinker? 5, in which city is Michelangelo's David? And finally, statue of which political figure is situated outside the Houses of Commons? Alright, we're coming down to our penultimate round tonight. So let's see how you get on with this one. 2 more rounds to go. And like I said, I will always pull this out of the bag if I have absolutely nothing to write about. It's science. It's a periodic table round. I know there's a massive collective groan from you all. I'm not a big fan of these either, but I kind of figured, like, again, once you've been writing quizzes for over a year, you do get stuck for round ideas, and I figured, like, a good old periodic table round will test your knowledge here tonight. So anyway, round 7, question number 1, all about the periodic table. I'm going to give you the periodic element itself, the symbol. What is the element? Very, very simple. So here we are. Round 7, question number 1, CO. CO is the chemical symbol of which element on the periodic table? It's designed by Dmitry Mendeleev. Round 7, question 1, CO. Next up, round 7, question 2, PB. Common one that comes up in quiz questions around the world. PB. It's round 7, question 2. PB is the chemical symbol for which element? Next up, RN. RN is the chemical symbol of which element? RN, chemical symbol of which element? Next up, R7, question 4, round 7, question 4. PO is the chemical symbol of what? So round 7, question 4, PO. It's the chemical symbol of which element? Some of these are quite obvious, and others not so much. So round 7, question 5, CN. CN. Chemical symbol CN. And finally, HG. It's the chemical symbol of which element? Round 7, question 6. HG. Chemical symbols. I wasn't a fan of this in chemistry, but there you go. Round 7, questions. So, CO, PB, RN, PO, CN, HG are all the chemical elements or chemical symbols for what? But there you go. Yes, questions all about chemical symbols. Not the most exciting thing in the world. But this one should be a little bit more interesting. Final round tonight. is always one of my favorite, and always one of my favorite things to talk about and discuss, all about flags. It's geography. And I'm going to describe 6 flags. So you've got to listen very carefully and picture these in your head. Okay? Flags. I'm going to describe the flag to you. You have to work out which country it belongs to. Like I said, all the countries that we use on the quiz are sovereign nations as recognized by the United Nations. So anyway, round 8. All about flags. Picture the flags in your head. If you've got a pen and paper, you can always jot them down. Some of these are easy, some of them not so much. And like I said, once you finish the quiz and hit submit, you'll get your scores, but do stick about to see if you've made it into the top 10 or top 5 and see how you've done and which questions have stumped you and which questions that you got knocked out of the park. Anyway, here we go, round 8, question 1, final round tonight. Let's see how you guys get on this. So, this is what I'm going to describe. Round 8, question 1. A horizontal triband of red, white, which is double height, and red, charged with a green cedar tree, is the flag of which country? It's round 8, question number 1. I think it might be the only one. No, that's not true at all. No, I was going to say it's the only one with like a plant on it, but that's not true. There's plenty of ones with olive branches and stuff like that on them. Palm trees, etc., etc. But yes, round 8, question 1. A horizontal triband of red, white, and then red again, charged with a green cedar 3. That's round 8, question number 1. Next up, round 8, question number 2. An outline of the island above a twin olive branches on a white field. Now, the outline of the island is actually in gold, and it was designed in the 1960s. It's one of only 2 countries in the world which actually has the country picture of the flag on their country. I think there might be 3 actually. I have to look into that. I think it's 3. I think there's only 3 countries in the world with a picture of their country on the flag, which is pretty mad, but there you go. Each to their own. Anyway, round 8, question 2. The outline of the island above a twin olive branches on a white field. Next up, round 8, question 3. A sea blue Nordic cross on a white field. Now, what's a Nordic cross? I'll give you a clue. Scandinavian countries all have them. So that design, it's a Nordic cross. But I'm looking for the actual design of this one. Round 8, question 3. A sea blue Nordic cross on a white field. Interestingly enough, the study of flags is called vexillology, and if you watch The Big Bang Theory, you'll know that that Sheldon Cooper really loves his flags. I think flags are pretty neat too. I think they look cool. Anyway, round 8, question 3. Sea blue Nordic cross on a white field. Next up, round 8, question 4. 4 horizontal stripes of blue with the upper hoist side corner bearing the Son of May in the center over a white canvas. Alright, pretty tricky that one, but try to picture what I'm saying, right? So 4 horizontal stripes of blue with the upper hoist side, meaning the closest to the flagpole, bearing the Son of May in the center over a white canvas. That's round 8, question 4. Pretty difficult one, that, but... Next up, round 8, question 5. A horizontal triband of saffron, white, and green, charged with a navy blue wheel with 24 spokes at the center. Which flag am I describing here? It's a pretty interesting one. If you don't get this one, you'll be kicking yourself once you see it, or once you get the description of it. You'll be like, oh yeah, that's that flag. Round 8, question 5. A horizontal triband of saffron, white, and green, charged with a navy blue wheel, 24 spokes in the center. Here's your final question today, guys. Don't forget, once you hit submit, you will get your scores at the end, but do stick about for the answers and see how you've gone on against all your other players. So anyway, round 8, question 6, final one. A red disc slightly off center to the left on a dark green banner. That's round 8, question 6. Round 8, question 6. A red disc slightly off center to the left on a dark green banner is the last flag tonight on this round. Let's see how you get on with this one. And there is your roundup of flags. I've described to you 6 flags. Did you get them? So a horizontal triband of red, white, double height, and red again, charged with a green cedar tree in the center. 2, an outline of the island above twin olive branches on a white field. 3, a sea blue Nordic cross on a white background. 4 horizontal stripes of blue, with the upper hoist side corner bearing the Son of May in the center of a white canvas. 5, a horizontal triband of saffron, white, and green, charged with a navy blue wheel with 24 spokes in the center. And finally, a red disc slightly off center to the left on a dark green banner. That is it for tonight's Big Nerd Pub Quiz as far as questions go. Let's see how you guys have done. We'll give you another couple of minutes now. Like I said, the time is exactly 20:47 by my watch. 20:48 right now, actually. We'll give you right up till 20:50, and then we'll go back and we'll have a look at all the different scores and the answers and see how you guys got on. Anyway, here, just stand by for the moment, okay? Be with you in a couple of minutes. We'll come back at exactly 20:50. Don't go anywhere. Okay, guys, I've got the final results. And before we announce who is actually come up on top, I will, like I said, I will give you all the answers of tonight's quiz. So let's see how you guys got on. It's very competitive, actually, I have to say, and good number of you guys out there. The winning score was 41, by the way, out of 48. And a lot of you guys got this one wrong, I have to say. So here we go. Round 1, question one was the boat that got stuck. It was actually called the Ever Given. Now, yes, Evergreen were the country or the company that run the shipping line, but the boat itself is called Ever Given, and that's the ship that blocked up the Suez Canal this week. Margot Robbie is returning to The Suicide Squad, which is set to be released this year. Manila Indo won the Cheltenham Gold Cup. Simon McCoy is leaving the BBC for GB News. Mallory Archer is the character played by Jessica Walter in TV series Archer. And 1999, that's the last time when Scotland beat France in the Six Nations. Next up, round 2. So, the Pendletons were originally, or the Beastie Boys were originally the Pendletons. Destiny's Child were originally Girls' Time. Led Zeppelin were the New Yardbirds. Queen were originally called Smile. On a Friday, Radiohead. And Tom and Jerry, Simon and Garfunkel. Those answers to questions all about Robert De Niro. So the first collaboration between De Niro and Scorsese was Mean Streets. 2, Raging Bull was the first film that he won the Academy Award for Best Actor. Yes, his first Oscar was for Best Supporting Actor in Godfather 2, but his first Academy Award for Best Actor, Jake LaMotta in Raging Bull. Travis Bickle was the name of his character in Taxi Driver. 4, De Niro played talk show comedian Murray Franklin in the film Joker. The Tribeca Film Festival is the one that he set up in 2002 with Jane Rosenthal. And Meet the Parents is when he plays a CIA operative who spies on his hapless future son-in-law, played by Ben Stiller. Next up, your political parties. Angela Merkel is a member of the CDU, or the Christian Democratic Union. Now, Dan, yes, you made a good point. You asked a good question here. Which political party was Abraham Lincoln a member of? He was a Republican, and that party is still the Republican Party. It hasn't changed. There was no point they swapped names. There was a Whig party, but yes, the Republican Party is still the Republican Party of Abraham Lincoln, believe it or not. And the Democrats used to be actually quite the opposite. Right up until they kind of liberalised under FDR. But yes, next up, the first Labour Prime Minister was Ramsay MacDonald. Joe Swinson was the youngest ever leader of the Lib Dems, but also the shortest holder of the post. Sinn Féin translates to We Ourselves. Ourselves Alone is another one. And the animal which is the mascot of the Democratic Party is the donkey. So, next up, Manchester United original colours were yellow and green. Leeds United used to play in blue and yellow. Crystal Palace used to play in the colours of West Ham and Aston Villa, claret and blue. Juventus used to play in pink. Celtic in white, and Arsenal played in burgundy. So, the Corcovado Hill is where the Christ the Redeemer statue is located in Rio de Janeiro. Liberty Island is where the Statue of Liberty is situated. The largest statue in the world is located in India. The Thinker was designed by Augusto Rodin. Michelangelo's David is located in Florence. And Oliver Cromwell is the statue outside the Houses of Parliament. Those periodic table elements: CO, cobalt; Pb, lead; Rn, radon; Po, polonium; Cn, copernicum; and Hg, mercury. And finally, those flags. So, Lebanon was the horizontal triband of red, white and red with a green cedar tree. Cyprus is the outline of the island with the olive branches. Finland is the sea blue cross on a Nordic white field. Uruguay has the 4 horizontal stripes of blue with the Son of May in the centre on a white canvas up near the hoist end. India has the navy blue wheel with 24 spokes in the centre with saffron, white and green. And finally, Bangladesh, the red disc slightly off to the centre with a dark green banner. Now, here is the scores for this week. Coming in at first with a whopping 41 out of 48 is Across the Water. Very close behind, Quisling with 40 out of 48. Not the Germans with 36 out of 48. Me with 35 out of 48. And Shite Heads with 35 out of 48. Well done, guys. Thank you so much for playing tonight's Big Nerd Pub Quiz, I have to say. Very well played by you all. Lucy Taggart just texted me there. She says she's only got 17. But it was a good effort. And we'll try again harder next week when I put the quiz on. Might not even be here in my room next week. Like I said, I'm setting up my own business and brand new studio, so I might be broadcasting from here because I need this. In case you haven't seen it yet, this is my supercomputer. As you can see, it's that's the thing which is running the Big Nerd Pub Quiz right now as we speak. But like I said, I'll be back next week at the same time. Monday nights now is the Big Nerd Pub Quiz time. If you enjoyed the quiz, like I said, follow me on all the different social media channels and give it a like and a share. Don't forget, Monday nights at 8 o'clock is when we are going to be on for you guys. So I'll see you again then. Thank you very much for playing this evening. And the next one is Monday the 5th of April. Flying through this year, 8 p.m. on YouTube and Facebook and maybe Twitch. I'll let you know what happens. See you all again soon. Have a great week and stay safe. Good night.